Bon dia, buenos dias. How are you,
Bonjour.
Julie?
Ça va?
Bonjour. Ça va, ça va. Don't go any further. My French is terrible. Uh, how are you today, Julie? How's your Friday going?
It's Friday. It's
It's
every
Friday.
Friday goes well, right?
It's almost the weekend. The sun is out. It's springtime. June in Barcelona is fantastic. Thanks everybody who's tuning in to this week's Power Posts. As you guys know, this is where Julie and I, excuse me,
Do you want some water?
summarize. I should have gotten some before getting on. Thank you. We summarize this week's top social media posts of the week within the events industry. Julie has once again put together a fantastic summary of curated list of the week's best tweets, TikToks, Instagrams,
And LinkedIn posts.
and LinkedIn posts, and we're going to go through those now. So, jump into the comments. Tell us where you're tuning in from. Let us know if you have suggestions, which ones you like the best, and let's get to it. We try to keep these to 5 minutes, and as usual, we don't. So I've already wasted a minute. Let's go. All right. So
It's funny
Julie.
that you're mentioning 5 minutes length because the first post is from Julius in the LinkedIn session. If you scroll down a little
All
bit,
right. Let's get into it. Hold on. All right. You guide me here. So, all right. LinkedIn section. We are going to watch Julius. All right. The one and
yes.
only Julius Solaris. All right. So go ahead.
Here, Julius is always putting together some very interesting debates where lots of even profs in the community are discussing. And this one is very interesting. I don't know if you remember last year when it was the beginning of the pandemic, so many people had much more free time because you didn't have to commute to your actual office and things like this. But then people started to complain saying, well, it's not because we're home that we have more time because we
Mm,
still have kids and some responsibilities to take care of. So
yep.
stop making those virtual event sessions so long. So we
Mm,
started back last year at 30 minutes sessions
mm-hmm,
and then slowly moved towards shortening them a lot up
mm-hmm.
to the early this year. It was like 15 minutes.
Yep.
And I think I've already seen shorter sessions of 10 to
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Yep.
So if I had to guess in October, I think we'd be definitely down to 10 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Less than that, I can't imagine that you have time to make a small presentation. I mean, look
Mm-hmm.
at us. We're trying to keep it to 5 minutes and we
Yep.
just can't.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think it's a really relevant topic right now, especially since we're being bombarded by content, right? And before that content was recorded, or it was blogs or YouTube or Instagram socials. And now there's this whole other wave of content coming to us through virtual events, and our time is limited. We don't have time to take it all. And I think he's hit the nail on the head with this, which is we're if you're going to keep people engaged, you need to be concise and get your message across very quickly. I
Hmm.
know that Julius, when he was at Event MB, I think they did one with even 5 minute sessions. They had 5 minute sessions with each speaker, and that kept me really, really connected. So
Hmm.
I think he's right. The trend is shorter sessions, and I think there's a real reason for that.
And that's a skill also, being able to make
Absolutely.
it more like summarized. I mean, we
Hmm.
should all be able to learn how to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, look, everybody's time is important. So if you have a message that you need to make sure it's short, it's concise, and you're not going to waste anybody's time. I think that's the main thing. We're all competing
Agreed.
for time and attention. Cool. So thank you, Julius, for continuing to be a very interesting, thoughtful person and voice in the industry. Posts like this are fantastic. They create really good debates. 67 interactions, 28 comments. Hop in there and join the conversation, guys. All right. Next up, what do we got? What's up? What's the
I
next one
think
for you, Julie?
you wanted to mention the first one on Twitter, which
All
is
right.
actually from the Event Manager blog. Well,
Ah,
it's a
okay.
repost from the Event Manager blog, but it's Maggie
Perfect.
Barton Baird.
Okay. All right. Yes, Maggie. So this one, let me switch it up here so I'm on screen too. So this one has been kind of the big news at the end of the week, is a partnership between LinkedIn and Hopin. So I think a lot of people are looking at this as the continued normalization and of virtual events moving even more into the broader market. I mean, obviously, we have our niche. We are promoting virtual events and events in general, but seeing a partnership with LinkedIn, with Microsoft, that's a massive move for the virtual events industry. I don't know. It's obvious. I think it's positive, but we'll see where this takes us. It'll be interesting to see what that partnership actually looks like.
Agreed, 100%. Like, I
Yeah.
think everybody was not really, I don't think anybody was really expecting this type
Mm,
of partnership happening. So it also proves that the even tech companies that have been entering the game since last
mm,
year, or some of them were already existing but not that
mm,
famous,
mm-hmm,
I mean, they are really taking over like a huge market share
mm-hmm.
on that type of partnership. Because, I
Yep.
mean, LinkedIn is a big game. So,
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, I think it shows that there's just more buy-in to virtual events and
mhm,
as a knock-on hybrid events. I think people have realized that this isn't a fad. This is not something that was just there for the
the
pandemic,
pandemic.
but it has a future. And partnerships like this reinforce that message. So
Mhm.
thank you to Maggie for sharing that. A big shout out to you. I think we are Twitter friends now, so kind of feel like I know you, Maggie. All right,
I feel like
moving
I know
on.
all of them. It's impressive, and we've never
It's true.
met.
And we never met. One day, we should just do like a PowerPost party sometime, no?
Yes.
Anybody that's been on the PowerPost gets an invite. What do you guys think? Should we do that? All right, let's moving on. What else we got?
To
Yeah. All
Instagram,
right, we're gonna move on down to Insta,
the
IG.
first one.
All right.
I have seen two things happening this week in
Okay.
all of the posts.
Mm-hmm.
One was companies starting to shift to going back to 5 days a week into the
Mm-hmm.
office. And
Yes.
I think on a personal level, like this is wrong. You
Mm.
can't give people freedom and then take it away from them because in the
Yeah.
end, productivity is also like it's not a matter of how many hours you are doing or how many days you are in the office. It's a
Mm-hmm.
matter of like, okay, I have all of these projects, all of these
Yep.
tasks, and I need to get them done by Friday.
Yep.
Either I work 4 days a week or I work 5 days a week, but depending on
Mm.
how like the commitments that I'm going to place on myself as an
Mm.
employee or as an
Yep.
employer, then I'm going to make it happen.
Yeah.
And this 4 day week work is it's very interesting, and I think that more and more people will want that because
Mm.
we've all find out that family time is so important. We need to stop like
Mm.
pushing for productivity and busyness. And
Mm.
I mean, I'm European, I'm French, and French are known for this, I guess. We fought for 35 hours per week.
Yep.
For I don't remember, don't ask me about history, like when was this, but a few
Yep.
years ago for sure. And
Mm-hmm.
we won. And that doesn't mean that French people are not productive at work. That just means
Right.
that they are able to do the same amount of work in less time.
Mm-hmm.
So that is even
Yep.
better, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. It's a really interesting concept. I'm glad that it's in the conversation because I think a 4 day work week makes sense for. Oh, quick shout out to Bob. Bob's joining us. I think Bob is into the idea of a PowerPost party, so that's at least one vote. So
Yes.
thanks for joining, Bob. If you have any comments or posts that you want to share, let us know. Happy you're here. So getting back to the 4 day work week, yeah, I think so. I think in theory it makes a lot of sense. I've seen statistics over the years that say in a typical 8 hour workday in the office, the actual number of hours that people work during that day in an office is much less. It's something like 40% less. Like you could have, I think it was something between 5 and 6 hours of that 8 hours is actually time spent working. So that's a lot of wasted time in the office, and I think if people had the choice, they prefer to use that time at home, as we have been doing over the pandemic. So My only concern about the 4-day work week is that it makes sense, but I have a feeling that there's a good percentage of the people who will have a 4-day work week, but continue to work on that fifth day. You know what I mean? So, like in
Mhm.
theory, it makes a lot of sense, but I wonder if people would actually do it in practice, or if they would just look at Friday as a day to get some extra work done. But I think there's enough data to say that we could be just as productive in 4 days as we are in 5 days in general.
And then that's a matter of choice. If you want to
Mm,
work more on the day that you're
true.
supposed to be off, that's up to
Hmm.
you, but you
Yeah.
shouldn't have like the obligation to do so.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a great point. So let us know. Are you guys up for the 4-day work week? What do you think about a 4-day work week? There's a lot of things being shaken up in the work world, isn't there? Because I mean, I saw another piece of news the other day where people were being asked to come back to work in the office in the United States, and instead of coming back to the office, they were quitting because they didn't want to go back to the office. They
Wow.
preferred the remote. So interesting times, and a really interesting time to really. I think it's an opportunity to be intentional with the way that we come back to work,
Mhm.
and this is one of the ways that we can do that. Let us know what you guys think in the comments about this 4-day work weeks and coming back to the office. All right, what else we got here, Julie?
I just wanted to mention the last one because we're already
Hmm.
running late.
Okay.
It's all the way down.
All right.
It's just a shout out to Fab from Event East.
Okay. Cool.
He has invited us, Sabina, who was working with us at Acomo, and
Mhm.
myself to join the Snakes and Ladder game. And it was really fun. It's a really fun to watch. I mean, not only this one, but all of them. I
Hmm.
really like the concept, and it's nice to get to know people.
Hmm.
And if you have any other people that you would like to see on that show, then you should mention it to him
Hmm.
and to Lorraine, who's also working with him. And yeah, just a big shout
Cool.
out. Thank you for inviting us. It was really fun, and I can't wait to see the other episodes.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, guys, go check out Fab's post on LinkedIn, and check out all these. As always, go into the Power Posts. Make sure you connect with the people who are posting these things. That's the whole point of this: is to create a better community, to work together, to share the content, the ideas that we have. So make sure you read it, but also connect with everybody. I think that is all that we've got for today. So thank you
Yes,
for joining in. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sunshine this weekend. And we'll be back next week
next
to,
week.
to do it again. So happy planning and happy contenting or something.
Happy weekend, everybody. See you
Happy
next week.
weekend. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right, now's the awkward pause as we wait for it to